Welcome to part 2 of Wall Watch. Again, this one is basically like a reaction from 8 at the Table that had a stripper on, or a former stripper or bottle girl, whatever she is. Right now, she's talking about who's keeping the strip clubs alive. Now, fellas, this is not about judgment. We're literally seeing how women respond to hitting the wall. So I want you guys to really focus in on what she's saying, because there's some things that you actually might learn about yourself, about life, and about how things are going. Now, before we get into this, let me go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Bertrand. I am the coolest dude on the planet, and I'm your friend. Confidence and clarity is the goal for my channel, so here we go.
Honestly, by the time from 16 to 18, I was already over the strip club. Like, I was like, this is like, all right. Like,
let me tell y'all who loves the strip club.
Tell us.
Older, Caucasian, professional men will forever be committed to strip.
Dang.
For young black males, for young minority, because I'm not just gonna say black, because the Spanish and the Asians and, you know, the younger crowd they're here for the novelty. They're here for this song is hot and they throw the money on this song. My homeboy, a rapper, we try and get his song played. They're here for this is the thing. It's the popular thing to do. But the older, and when I say older, I mean 35 and up, right? The 35 and up professional man, mostly Caucasian, those are the ones who are going to stay in the strip club and really be committed. The ones that's going in the champagne room, the ones that's trying to be sugar daddies. Those are who's keeping strip alive. This hood club, black club, ghetto club, whatever you want to call it, era is slowly but surely dying.
it's done.
It's not
It's
the
a
same.
different game. I don't even
I
go.
bartend in the strip club. Shout out to Club Rain Atlanta, 16. I bartend there on Wednesdays and Saturdays. For my birthday, I did a birthday set. I got on stage and danced. I didn't take my clothes off, but I got on stage and danced. When I did birthday sets at Magic City, the least amount of money I made was $5,000. The most amount of money I made was $17,000. I made $3,000 at my birthday set as me today.
But that's the market.
What? As her? This woman has not realized that she doesn't look as young as she used to. Does she look good? Yes, she looks good, okay? But she doesn't realize that she looks older. Like, I used to tell my ex this a lot. People do not know what they look like. Yes, you have an idea of what you look like when you look in the mirror, but then when you're compared to other people, you don't know what you look like. Now, I'm saying that because she doesn't realize that she looks older. Again, she looks good, but she looks older. Now, this could also be the reason why it came down, because she said 17 and on a bad night it was 5,000, but she danced on her birthday and only made 3,000. Now, 3,000 is actually a lot, but for her, she thinks that was disrespectful, especially for what she looks like. The problem is she doesn't realize that she represents a different type of fantasy. Right? Like a older woman type of stripper is what she looks like. But in her mind, she must think that she still looks like the woman that's brand new to the strip club. Now, I really want you guys to pay attention to her breakdown, right? Because this woman is speaking from a place of a lot of experience. We're talking 20 plus years of experience. So when she's telling you about the people that's coming in for attention versus the men that are coming in to be sugar daddies, she's giving you guys facts. Now, when she was talking about the guys that are going to the champagne room and the guys that are looking to be sugar daddies, now you have to take a look. You have to think about something that's really important. This is why I said you guys will probably learn something. The guys that she was talking about are married men, where the wives have either let themselves go or they're no longer putting out. Every time I hear people say that there's wives that are not putting out, I just think to myself, what the hell is going on? Like, why would a woman get married to not give her husband none, but then hold that over his head when he decides to go out and be with another woman. He has needs too. He has to get a release. So she's right. Girls are stuck on stupid. This is why the relationships are done. Like, this is why men are looking at relationships and saying, man, hell nah. Why would I get into a relationship with you when all you looking at me as money bags, right? All you looking at me as is a transaction. Now that I know that you look at me as a transaction, what are we transacting? Or let's get on the same page and make sure we are transacting what we need to transact in order for us both to maybe come back to the table and do another deal. Now, you better believe that this woman has had some sugar daddies. You better believe that she's had some opportunities, because an attractive woman in the strip club, it looks different in the dark. It looks different when that woman is smiling at you and all over you and touching you where you want to be touched and doing all these different things. Meanwhile, you're promising her these things and she's promising. Listen, it's different when you're in a strip club, and the strip club is not really my thing. Probably because I'm not in a financial place to go there and enjoy it like the guys who go there and enjoy it. I don't have that type of money, but I'm just telling you guys, this mentality has bled over. It's bled into regular relationships. This is why it's so hard to date. This woman also knows who to target. She knows exactly who to go after. And she knows what she's going to get out of them. She knows how much of an opportunity this is going to be. So when she is having conversation with you, her conversation is based on what she can get out of you. Now, I understand this is her job. That's why there's a difference between the beginners versus the experienced women. There's a difference between the younger women and the older women, right? Because they all have to take different opportunities based on their popularity, based on how much the other men want them, right? I mean, I don't know if you guys have been to the strip club, but at the strip club, it ranges as far as women go, as far as their looks go. You're going to get a little bit of everything depending on where you go, right? If you go to a dope one or if you go to a trashy one, right? It's still going to be some type of variety, right? And let's just be honest. Most men's fantasy is of a woman that's between the ages of 21 to 25. Now, that doesn't mean that if she's 26, 31, 32, 35, it doesn't mean that she's not attractive. What I'm saying is you're going to look at the 25-year-old. You're going to look at the 21-year-old, the 22-year-old. That's who your eyes are naturally going to go to, because as a woman gets older, she doesn't realize that we can see the work that she's had done on her. Now, she doesn't realize that the work that she's had done on her actually makes her look older, because there's certain things that are just not going to match. This is why it's important for women to like or to love the men or the man that they chose, because your looks, your beauty is going to fade. If you live long enough, your beauty is going to fade. She's also giving you the experiences. She's telling you what she's personally dealt with in order for her to understand the rappers that come in. Now, wait till we get to part 3. You're going to see how this kicks in. But when she's talking about the rappers versus the sugar daddies, she dabbled in both. And I can guarantee you she now has a preference. Which preference does she prefer? Well, I can almost tell you this. She would much rather be with one guy making a certain amount rather than being in the club, her job, and fighting for attention, competing with other women for the men or the man, when she can simply get him to herself, right, and have him paying her. That's what she's looking to do. So this is why she broke that down for you guys like that. All women know at some point that they have to get out the game. Some of them even though that they know at some point they have to get out the game, a lot of them don't know anything but this. So if things go wrong in a relationship, and they most certainly will, they know that they have to get out at some point in time, because they realize that there's constantly younger women coming in every single day, every single year. And at some point in time, you're going to not make as much money as the younger woman was making unless you get a sugar daddy. So now they start to think, okay, long term versus short term, right? Is this just going to be a lap dance, or can I possibly get him to the champagne room? Now, if I can't get him, or even if I do get him to the champagne room, can I keep him on my roster, right? This is how they're thinking, because this is their job. So they're there to fulfill a fantasy. The problem comes in when she no longer looks like the fantasy, and that woman does. Now, what they learn about sugar daddies is that the sugar daddy could also be short term. So they're hoping that this is going to be a long term thing. So now what are they doing? They're giving themselves more to the sugar daddy in hopes that he continues to pay. But then that sense of entitlement kicks in. And this is what screws them, because they forget that there's constantly younger women. So if she really gets on his nerves, he's just gonna go back to the same strip club or a different one. This is why it's so important that you get clear on what you're looking at. You get clear on what you're seeing. Is this woman attractive? I'm gonna jump out on a limb and say, yes, this woman is attractive. But what I understand when I'm looking at her is she looks older. And what I know about older women is they're way more crafty. They're way more manipulative, because they have been in situations that absolutely suck. But they've put themselves in those positions. Think about this. When she's approaching men, there's very few men that she actually likes. Very few. The majority of the time that she's approaching men, she's approaching them because this is her job. This is how she's making money. This is why I keep telling you, fellas, even when you get your money together, realize that this gives you access to life. Now, what I mean by access, right? I'm not just talking about women. Okay, here's what I mean. When it comes to access, you can do more things. You can go more places. You can invest better. You can invest differently. You have access to certain rooms, which means you can meet people who are talking about business, doing business, and allowing you to be a potential investor or work with them. So money is actually something that can help you if it is used correctly. Now, please understand, when we talk about access, this is the lifestyle, and these women are looking for a lifestyle. They're not looking for love. I haven't heard this woman talk about love yet. Not one time. Yet most men think that women are looking for romance. Now, the romance that they're looking for is not the lovey-dovey type of romance. The romance they're looking for is how much you're into them, how much attention did you pay to the things that she likes, right? So it's more of a self-centered type of romance where you make her feel good. This is why it's important that you figure out what phase of life you're in. A wife, a companion, a fun girl, or a gold digger. Because if you don't know where you are or what you're looking for, and you constantly run into women like this, they're gonna get you. They're going to get you. Your confidence is built by doing something over and over and over and over again. Now, I will give you guys a basketball analogy. If you shoot 100 shots, you're not going to be a good shooter. If you shoot 1,000 shots, you're going to be a better shooter than you were when you shot 100 shots, but you're still not going to be a great shooter. You're going to be a great shooter when you get to 10,000. When you get over 10,000 and you lose count, but you keep shooting. This is how you become better, because your feel will get better. Your touch will get better. You'll realize, dang, it came off my fingers like this, or, oh man, I jumped like that, or, whatever mistake you made, you'll be able to clean it up because you can actually feel it and see it. Now, when we pair it with relationships or with yourself and building yourself back up, you're going to have to constantly keep getting up. You're going to constantly have to keep going after that thing that you actually want, because if you don't, you won't get it. This is why meditation is important. This is to help calm your mind, because we get so busy in this life that you're going to need something to calm you down, right? Then exercising. Health is wealth. If you're not exercising, you're doing yourself a disservice. Next is investing. We talked about investing. This is where you want to make sure you set yourself up for multiple streams of income, and making sure that what you invest in is actually bringing you a return on your money. Now, are you getting a return on your money for going to the strip club and throwing money in the air? I don't know. Depends on how you have your business set up. Depends on if you're doing legal activities or illegal activities. I don't know. But what I'm saying is there is a different life out there for you. So because there is a different life, you have to adapt. Things are different. Women are sexually liberated, and it's not just the strippers. It's not just women it's not just women. It's not just her. It's a lot of women. A lot of women who are not strippers, they dress like strippers. They act like strippers. They talk like strippers. So we can't not tell the difference. So fellas, my advice to you is to adapt. Or you can complain, but complaining won't get you very far. Now I have a question for you guys. What do you think? Comment under this video. Remember, when you are watching these videos, you are becoming the best version of yourself. Now that we're done with the video, like this video and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. I will see you on part 3. Peace.